Many men come to the clinic with a question they never have the courage to ask directly. Why is my erection no longer the same, even though I eat well? And my answer almost always begins with a food. Or rather, with a silent mistake that is repeated every morning at breakfast. Today I'm going to talk to you about 4 fruits that seem healthy, even recommended in diets, but that, when you reach 60 years of age, can block blood flow to the penis, sabotage your testosterone, and decrease your potency without you even realizing it. And I'll do it without beating around the bush. Because what's at stake isn't just your virility, but also your cardiovascular health, your self-esteem, and your intimate relationship. As a doctor specialized in male sexual health, I want you to understand this clearly. An erection is not a muscular act, it is a vascular phenomenon. And that's why everything that impacts your blood impacts your erection. The first fruit that may be shutting down your virility is the seedless green grape.
Yes.
Although it's packed with antioxidants, it has a higher glycemic index than other fruits. That means it raises blood sugar quickly. And when this happens frequently, the body responds by releasing excess insulin, which over time damages the inner walls of the arteries. Especially the thinner ones, like those that feed the corpora cavernosa of the penis. If you usually eat a handful of green grapes after lunch or in the afternoon, try this test. Replace them with red fruits, like blackberries or raspberries, for 2 weeks. You will see not only an improvement in your digestion, but also in the quality of your morning erections. The second fruit you should avoid after the age of 60 is the overly ripe banana. When the peel already has black spots, its simple sugar content skyrockets. And although the potassium it contains can be beneficial, the excess glucose generates silent inflammation that directly affects the production of nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for dilating blood vessels during sexual arousal. Without nitric oxide, there is no vasodilation. And without vasodilation, there is no firm erection. What's most concerning is that this type of inflammation gives no symptoms at first. It's only perceived when your erections no longer respond as they used to. That's why, if you love bananas, consume them at the ideal ripeness. Not green, not overripe. And never more than 1 a day if you want to preserve your intimate circulation. But there are still 2 fruits that are even more surprising. Because one of them is even promoted by some nutritionists. And no, it's not about the sugar they contain. The problem lies in a plant toxin that interferes with your testosterone. But there are still 2 fruits that are even more surprising, because one of them is even promoted by some nutritionists. And no, it's not about the sugar they contain. The real problem lies in a plant toxin that directly interferes with your testosterone levels. I'm talking about ripe papaya. Although it seems harmless and even beneficial for digestion, papaya contains carpane, an alkaloid that in studies has been shown to reduce sperm quality and affect the production of free testosterone. It may seem like a minor issue, but when you consume it frequently, especially on an empty stomach or in concentrated juices, you're exposing your hormonal system to an agent that, over time, silently weakens your sexual potency. To make matters worse, this fruit is often combined with yogurt or milk, a mixture that reduces the absorption of zinc and vitamin D, 2 nutrients essential for keeping male hormone production active and consistent. If you're already experiencing fatigue, reduced desire, or a decline in the quality of your erections, remove papaya from your diet for 1 month. Observe, listen to your body, and decide based on evidence, not assumptions. The 4th fruit is even more deceptive because it doesn't appear as a fruit, but as juice. I'm referring to sweet orange juice, whether industrial or homemade, when consumed without fiber. Although it has been promoted as a source of vitamin C, the truth is that after age 60, this habit can become a true saboteur of your intimate health. When you squeeze the fruit, you eliminate the fiber that regulates the absorption of natural sugar. What remains is a liquid with a very high load of free fructose, which the intestine absorbs quickly. This fructose causes insulin spikes, silent vascular inflammation, and progressive damage to the endothelium, the layer lining all your arteries that must release nitric oxide in order for vasodilation, and therefore, a firm erection, to occur. If this endothelium becomes damaged, the first sign won't be a heart attack or a thrombosis. It will be erectile dysfunction. Because the arteries in the penis are the smallest, the most sensitive, and the first to fail when circulation begins to decline. A single glass of orange juice a day can be the invisible trigger of your loss of potency. And if your liver is already overworked from age, medications, or stress, that liquid fructose turns into triglycerides, further reducing the testosterone available in your bloodstream. That's why, if you want a real alternative, swap juice for whole fruit, or better yet, for pink grapefruit, which is rich in flavonoids like naringenin. This compound protects the vascular system, regulates glucose, and supports endothelial function. But avoiding these fruits is not enough. What's important is not only to stop the damage, but to help your body recover its vitality. And that requires activating your biology with practices that work. The first of these is the activating breakfast. If you start your day with foods that don't spike your insulin, that don't block your testosterone, and that promote circulation, you'll be giving your body the foundation it needs to function with energy and potency. Include clean proteins like boiled eggs, avocado, or unsweetened natural yogurt, combined with fruits low in glycemic load, such as blackberries or green apple. This improves your insulin sensitivity, supports hormonal balance, and stabilizes the nervous system, key for arousal. The second practice is the pelvic vascular pump. Often, erections fail not due to desire, but because the muscles surrounding the penis are weakened. And if they're not activated, venous return is incomplete, and blood doesn't stay in the corpora cavernosa. You can reverse this with an exercise that's as simple as it is effective. Lie on your back, slightly bend your legs, and gently contract your perineal region, as if trying to stop the flow of urine. Hold the contraction for 5 seconds, take a deep breath, and relax. Do this 10 times, twice a day. This exercise not only strengthens your pelvic floor, but also improves circulation and penile sensitivity, retraining your body to respond like it used to. The third practice is one of the best-kept secrets in Eastern medicine: scrotal contrast therapy. Once a day, use warm water, not hot, and immerse yourself in it for 5 minutes, focusing on the genital area. Then apply a cold stimulus, either with a damp towel or a brief cold shower. This temperature change activates microcirculation, stimulates testosterone synthesis, and awakens your autonomic nervous system, which regulates sexual arousal. It's a natural, free, and scientifically proven method. Most men don't suffer from dysfunction because of age. They suffer due to an accumulation of subtle mistakes repeated over the years. Mistakes you can start correcting today. The blood that reaches your penis depends on what you choose to put on your plate. Your potency is not a matter of luck, it's a matter of decisions. Avoid what blocks. Activate what awakens. And you'll see how the fire begins to rise again, from within. Subscribe, because the best is yet to come. And your body deserves it.